all went wrong.
When all go wrong.
When they all go wrong.
Or when did all go wrong? With a speech entitled Britain, what did all went wrong? May we please welcome Matthew Davies.
Speech had a significant impact on Nugent the previous two times. Great stuff. So as a proud British man, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a lot of interest to stand before you and reel off a list of wonderful inventions that Great Britain has given to the world. From here in Scotland, we've got the television and the telephone. From across in Wales, we have the mail order catalogue. Over the water in Ireland, flavoured crisps. Down in England, of course, the flushable toilet and the Spectrum ZX. All wonderful inventions. However, it's come to my attention recently that the inventiveness of Great Britain has dipped dramatically to the point that it feels like we can no longer accurately describe ourselves as the land of great inventors. So I believe it's every person's duty as a citizen of Great Britain to stand up and take their responsibility on their shoulders and do something about it. And I've got a few tips that will help you do that, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit later on. But first of all, just to illustrate my point, I've got a couple of case studies to show how the quality and usefulness of British inventions have dipped over the last 100 years or so. My first case study concerns England. And down in England in 1827 there was a gentleman called John Walker. And John Walker found that with the right mix of chemicals, you could dip a stick in it, rub the stick against an abrasive surface, and create a flame. Now he had a name for these, but he didn't really think much of it, so he never even bothered to patent the idea. Ladies and gentlemen, he invented, without even realising, the first ever friction match. And this should show you that in the 1800s, our inventive capacity was that great that he didn't even bother to patent it. It barely even registered on his scale. Fast forward to 2008, and let's see how we compare now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bonnie Hargreaves went on to the television show Dragon's Den with crystal boots. Crystal boots were translucent welly boots for children, and has had the same effect on you as it did on Duncan Bannister, who said he was lost for words. Congratulations, Bonnie, you've done your nation proud. Case study 2 concerns my homeland of Scotland, and in particular the northeast of Scotland, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in the northeast of Scotland, 15 miles to the south of Aberdeen, right on the east coast, is a beautiful town called Stonehaven. And I, ladies and gentlemen, I'm from Stonehaven, or nearby Stonehaven myself, and I have been to the Mecca. I have visited Stonehaven Caravan Park. I have enjoyed the beauty of the UK's only Olympic-sized heated outdoor saltwater pool. And there are few activities which can rival a few lengths in the warm saltwater before retching up a lung. And sitting back with a poke of chips and watching a seagull the size of a cow scoop a baby from its pram and carry it out to sea. However, I digress, ladies and gentlemen. And the signs as you enter Stonehaven read, birthplace of R.W. Thompson, inventor of the pneumatic tyre. Now, Robert William Thompson, as an inventor, just delivered a great artistic felicity, one might say. And along with pneumatic tyre, ladies and gentlemen, he gave us the fountain pen, the daddy of modern writing implements. However, even more useful than this was a device which emitted electrical charge, which could be used to detonate explosives underground, and which saved hundreds, probably even thousands of lives in the mining industry at the time. We fast forward, ladies and gentlemen, to 1990, and for over 190 years, the output artistically of Stonehaven was nil. But then it rose again in the 1990s like a clinically obese phoenix from the flames, with an invention which would send shockwaves across the civilized world. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the deep-fried Mars bar. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with this delicacy, the deep-fried Mars bar is the Ronseal of modern snack foods. It involves taking a Mars bar and deep-frying it. Quite simple. And this delicacy, along with its cousins, the Stoner and the Lorne sausage, are among the reasons why Scotland sits atop the list of heart disease, death by heart disease, and teenage obesity for the whole of the world. Stand up and take a bow, Stonehaven, you have done Great Britain proud. Now, obviously, these stories are both interesting and amusing, ladies and gentlemen. I've no doubt you will agree, particularly any judges in the room. However, I can see you wondering, well, that's very interesting, but what can I do? How can I play my part to put Great Britain back on the map? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it just so happens I have 3 ways which you can do your part. Method number 1, theft. Now, this is the riskiest method, ladies and gentlemen, but it involves no independent thought. All you need to do is befriend a naive genius on the cusp of a great discovery, and just before he takes, or she takes, the invention to market, sneak in, ladies and gentlemen, and patent it under their nose. And you can reap the benefits financially of that. Now, that will only benefit Great Britain as a nation of inventors, of course, if the original inventor wasn't British themselves. And if they have patented it, there is a chance you'll find yourself in legal trouble. So that might not be for you, admittedly. And if that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, you may want to look at method number 2, the method I call augmentation. Now, this takes 2 forms. The first form is to take an invention which has already been created, modify it slightly, and pass it off as something new. Or, my preferred method of augmentation, ladies and gentlemen, is to take 2 existing devices, bring them together, and create a new device with dual functionality. Such examples may include a device with a toothbrush on one end and a toilet brush on the other. Or, ladies and gentlemen, a hat which emits a signal to scare off mice. 2 wonderful inventions, no doubt you will agree, both notably absent from the UK marketplace. If that's not for you, ladies and gentlemen, option number 3, the simplest and my preferred option, is to take something that has already been invented and pass it off as your own. I'm going to demonstrate it. For this will require a volunteer. I'm not going to use Eugene because in Glasgow we never do that. By pretending he didn't know what space travel is. What's your name, sir?
Ian.
Ian. Ian, are you familiar with space travel?
Yes.
You are. Ian, did you know that I invented space travel? Thank you very much, Ian. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you at the back who couldn't see Ian's face, you will not have noticed that he was awestruck by the sheer magnitude of my inventive brilliance. And in that 30-second segment, I've done my bit to put Great Britain back on the map. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I've shown you, to become a wonderful invention and do your bit for your nation is no harder than stealing, changing things slightly, or lying. So I urge you, dust off the drawing board, embrace your history, and put Great Britain back on the map. Thank you.